Hey everyone, it's Harry here from Screen Arts from Sydney College of the Arts. Today I'll just be going through the Adobe Premiere Pro CC and looking at setting up a project, looking at the workspace layout, editing audio, creating titles, exporting media, and troubleshooting. So firstly, Adobe Premiere Pro CC is a non-linear editor that allows you to edit video, add effects and transitions, and also edit audio to create a digital video file. So today we'll be looking at sort of the splash screen and setting up a project. So Adobe has decided to start creating tutorials on the web. So if you ever want to learn more, you can click on any of these and these will show you a video, and so you can learn from there. These up here are actually Premiere Pro files that will sort of give you an introduction into setting up and playing with Premiere Pro. So this is in Learn. If we go to Home, this is also another place where you can build your skills and get more out of Premiere Pro, showing you the latest sort of features with each of the updates. And down here is where you'll see your recent project files. I've been working on a lot of videos for SEA, and so a lot of my projects will come up here. If you haven't worked with Premiere Pro, this will be empty. Over here is where you can open Premiere Rush project. So Premiere Rush is the Premiere Pro version for your mobile phone. And here is to do a collaborative team project and to open an existing one. So we can either create a new project or open an existing one. I'm going to create a new project. So firstly, we have to title our project. It's really important that we save the location in the same place we have our media files. So if I go to my hard drive here and click on Practice Project, I've already made a file. Within my file, I've got my media, which is Moth Demo. This is something I just taken from archive.org, so I'm working with archival footage. It's really important, and if you want to learn and work with Premiere Pro a lot, as well as Photoshop and any of the other Adobe programs, it's a really good idea to get yourself either a HD or an SSD, so a hard drive or a solid state drive. We do this because we don't really want to be storing any video files on your computer. If you store too many files on your computer, this will slow down your computer, take up the CPU, lag, and you'll create lag and latency, and you don't want that. So I'm going to choose Practice Project up here. So when we're looking at video rendering and playback, we want to select Mercury Playback Engine GPU Acceleration. This will give us the best playback possible. We don't want to click this one, nor do we want to click Engine Software Only. When we're looking at our display format, we want it to be on timecode. If we're working with 16mm analog film or 35mm analog film, we want to use these timecodes if we're importing our analog film and then exporting it back on film. A lot of the time, this doesn't happen anymore. Whenever you're working with film, we usually import it into the digital workspace and then it stays within the digital workspace. If you're just using video, which most of you probably are, we just want to be using timecode. We want audio samples on our display format for audio, and we want to keep the capture format to HDV. When we're looking at our scratch disks, we want to make sure that all of our scratch disks are being saved within the same project file as our main Premiere Pro project file. So this is SCA 360 Backup Practice Project. So these are all correct. Once we've looked at all of those, we want to press OK. So we've arrived at our workspace. Up the top here, Adobe Premiere Pro have set out preset workspaces depending on what you're working on. We've automatically come to our graphics workspace, but there's also audio, effects, color, and editing. Just for today, we want to stay on editing. Editing is usually the main workspace that you'll be working in. Before I go through the workspace, I'm just going to drag and drop my Moth archival video so I can show you what we're working with. I'm going to drag and drop my Moth demo into our project files over here. And then I'm going to drag and drop it onto our timeline. This is our timeline, and this is the main space that we'll be cutting and chopping and editing our video and our audio files. This is our audio and video file, and they're linked. This is video 1, video 2, video 3, and these are our video layers. And the same down for audio. This is audio 1, audio 2, audio 3, and also master. Over here is where I've got our project files, our media browser, our libraries if we're using Adobe templates, any info or metadata. This is our effects, our markers if we want to put markers in to remind us editing at a later date, our history. Up here is our effects controls. We've got video effects and audio effects. Over here is where we can look at the levels of our audio clip. And over here is all our metadata and all our sources. Over here on the top right is where we can preview where we're working on. We can view this in full resolution, half resolution, quarter, and so on. We've got our playback buttons, our step forward, our go to, and our rewind buttons. We also have an export frame if you want to export any JPEGs or TIFFs or PNGs. And here's our comparison view as well. We'll get to that a little bit later. So that is just a brief overview of our workspace. In the next video, we'll be looking at editing video and audio.